Your grandfather could start a fire in the rain with nothing but wood in his hands. Your grandmother could look at a field and identify 20 plants that would keep you alive and 10 that would kill you. They could preserve meat without refrigeration, find water in drought, and navigate without GPS. They didn't call it survival skills. They called it Tuesday. You can't do any of this, not because you're weak, but because nobody taught you. We traded essential knowledge for convenience, and we won't realize what we've lost until the systems that replaced that knowledge fail. In the next 8 minutes, I'm showing you 7 critical survival skills that were common sense 80 years ago and are dangerously absent now. Not zombie apocalypse fantasy, practical knowledge you need when everyday systems fail. Quick question, how many survival skills did you actually learn from your grandparents? Drop a number in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how much knowledge is being passed down versus dying with that generation. Skill 1. Plant identification and foraging. Your grandmother's backyard was a pharmacy and grocery store. She could treat infections, pain, and wounds with plants growing wild. She could identify 50 edible plants and knew which ones would kill you. You've been walking past food and medicine your entire life without recognizing it. Plantain, the weed in your yard, is natural antiseptic. Crushed leaves on insect bites or cuts draw out infection and reduce swelling. Your grandmother knew this. You've been poisoning it with herbicides. Dandelion is entirely edible and medicinal. Leaves are nutrient-dense greens. Roots become coffee substitute. Your grandmother harvested dandelions deliberately. You kill them for lawns that provide zero survival value. Cattail roots are edible starch. Pine needles make vitamin C tea preventing scurvy. Wild garlic treats infections. These plants are everywhere. Your grandparents could identify hundreds. You can't identify 10. The danger isn't just ignorance, it's misidentification. Hemlock looks like wild carrot until it kills you. Your grandmother knew the differences because her life depended on it. Start with 3 local edible plants. Learn them thoroughly, their features in every season, their uses, their dangerous lookalikes. Then add 3 more. Your grandparents didn't learn overnight, neither will you, but start now because you can't learn plant identification during a crisis when mistakes are fatal. Skill 2. Fire making without modern tools. Your grandfather could make fire with a bow drill, curved stick, straight spindle, fireboard, cordage. No matches, no lighter, just wood, friction, and technique practiced until automatic. Fire is water purification, cooking, warmth, light, rescue signal. Fire is the difference between surviving cold nights and dying from hypothermia. The bow drill works through friction, generating heat that ignites wood dust into an ember. You blow ember into a tinder bundle, building fire progressively. Requires dry wood, correct technique, and physical endurance. Your grandfather learned this as a child, could do it exhausted, in rain, under stress. You have a lighter that stops working when wet. Practice this before you need it. Buy a bow drill kit or make one from scratch. Practice weekly until you can create fire consistently in under 10 minutes. Then, practice in rain, wind, cold. Your grandfather could do this because he practiced hundreds of times. You need the same repetition. Skill 3. Natural navigation without technology. Your grandfather navigated without GPS using observations he made automatically. Sun rises east, sets west. Stars wheel around Polaris in the northern hemisphere. Water flows downhill toward valleys. These are obvious facts your grandfather used daily. You outsourced spatial awareness to your phone. Phone dies? Now what? Basic navigation, shadow stick method. Place stick vertical in ground, mark shadow tip, wait 15 minutes, mark new shadow tip. Line between marks runs east-west. At night, find Polaris using Big Dipper pointer stars. Polaris marks true north. Terrain reading. Water flows toward larger water sources. Follow streams downhill to find rivers, civilization. Animal trails converge at water sources. Birds fly toward water at dawn and dusk. Your grandfather observed these patterns constantly. You need to train this awareness deliberately because you never developed it naturally. Practice. Turn off GPS. Navigate using sun and landmarks. Learn constellations. Build the observation habits your grandfather had by default. Skill 4. Water location and purification.
Humans die from dehydration in 3 days. Your grandfather could find water in environments where you'd see none. He observed green vegetation in dry areas, indicates underground water. Animal trails converging, animals know where water is. Low points in dry creek beds, the water table is closer. Once found, water must be purified. Your grandfather boiled water over fire. He created solar stills. He dug seep wells, letting water filter through sand and gravel. Water purification methods: boiling for 1 minute kills pathogens. Solar disinfection: clear bottles in direct sunlight for 6 hours. UV kills bacteria. Sand and charcoal filtration. Chemical treatment: 8 drops unscented bleach per gallon. Wait 30 minutes. These methods require no purchased equipment, just knowledge and basic materials. Your grandfather could implement all of them. You need to learn at least 2 methods so you have redundancy. Practice now. Boil questionable water. Build a sand filter. Try solar disinfection. Understand the principles so you can improvise when necessary. Skill 5. Emergency shelter construction. Your grandfather could build a debris hut, weatherproof shelter from branches and leaves, in 2 hours with no tools. Ridgepole propped on a forked stick, ribs creating a triangular tunnel covered with 2 feet of leaves for insulation, weatherproof, warm enough to prevent hypothermia, built entirely from forest materials. You need REI gear to camp comfortably. The debris hut works through insulation principles. Air pockets in the leaf layer trap heat. Thick coverage prevents wind penetration. Small interior space requires minimal heat to warm. Your body heat can maintain survivable temperatures inside a properly built debris hut, even when freezing outside. Your grandfather knew shelter principles, not just one design. He could improvise lean-tos, snow caves, wickiups. He understood shelter is about breaking wind, insulating from the ground, and creating small enclosed spaces that retain body heat. Learn one shelter type thoroughly. Practice building it multiple times. Time yourself. Test it. Does it actually keep you warm and dry? Your grandfather did this through necessity. You need deliberate practice to match his capability. Skill 6. Food preservation without refrigeration. Your grandmother's preservation skills kept food edible for months without electricity. She canned vegetables using water bath and pressure methods. She dried meat into jerky using salt and smoke. She stored root vegetables in cellars where cool temperatures slowed decay. She fermented foods into sauerkraut and pickles. These aren't hobbies. These are technologies for surviving winter when nothing grows. Canning, heat processing food in sealed jars, kills bacteria and creates a vacuum seal. Water bath canning for high-acid foods. Pressure canning for low-acid foods like meat.
Drying. Removing moisture below levels that support bacterial growth. Meat sliced thin, salted, dried in sun or smoke. Dried food stores for months, reconstitutes with water. Root cellaring. Cool, humid storage at 32 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit preserves root vegetables for months. No processing required, just proper storage conditions. Fermentation. Beneficial bacteria create acidic environment preventing harmful bacteria. Sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, preserved through controlled fermentation. You buy preserved food in cans created by industrial processes you couldn't replicate. When that process stops, your grandmother's knowledge keeps you fed. Your ignorance means starvation, surrounded by food you can't preserve. Start with one method. Learn canning or drying or fermentation. Practice with small batches. Build capability before you need it desperately. Skill 7. Threat awareness and personal security. Your grandfather understood perimeter awareness, threat assessment, defensive positioning without thinking about it. Security was personal responsibility in eras without police response and 911 systems. He could read people, body language, intention, threat level. He positioned himself advantageously,
back to walls, view of entrances, awareness of exits. He avoided conflict through awareness, but handled it decisively when unavoidable. You outsourced security to systems and services. When those systems fail during crisis, you lack awareness and skills your grandfather developed through necessity. Basic awareness your grandfather had. Condition yellow, relaxed awareness of surroundings, noticing anomalies, tracking people and movement. Understanding that most violence is avoidable through awareness. Criminals target distracted, unaware victims. Your grandfather also understood resource security. He didn't advertise what he had. He was gray man, blending in, unremarkable, not worth targeting. He knew visible wealth made you a target when resources were scarce. This skill isn't about paranoia. It's about baseline awareness that your grandfather had by default and you've never developed because you've always had systems protecting you. Practice situational awareness daily. Notice people around you. Track exits. Position yourself advantageously. Build the habits your grandfather maintained automatically. Bringing it together. 7 skills. Your grandparents had all of them by the time they were teenagers. Not from courses or books, from daily necessity and generational teaching that no longer happens. The gap between your capabilities and your grandparents grows wider every year. Every year, more of that generation dies, taking irreplaceable knowledge with them. Here's your action plan. Pick one skill from this list, just one. Commit to learning it this month, not someday, this month. Find resources, books, courses, local experts. Practice it weekly. Build competence before crisis demands it. Then add a second skill and a third. Build capability progressively the way your grandparents did, one skill at a time, practiced until automatic. Connect with older people who remember these skills. Your grandparents or great-grandparents might still be alive. Ask them, learn from them, record their knowledge before it dies with them. This isn't prepper paranoia. This is baseline human competence that was normal 80 years ago and is dangerously rare now. Your grandparents weren't survivalists. They were just functional humans with skills that kept humans alive for millennia. Now here's my question. Which of these 7 skills are you going to start learning first? Drop your choice in the comments and commit to starting this week, not eventually, this week.
And if you want to keep learning practical knowledge that modern convenience is destroying, subscribe. Because every video on this channel teaches skills that used to be common sense and are now dangerously rare. Your grandparents survived things that would destroy you. Not because they were tougher, because they were trained. You can have that training. Start now. Choose your first skill. Begin today.